Iron sharpening iron, hit a spark when we speak. Stronger together, yeah, we building each week. Each one reach one, now the whole world knows. Big Jack story time, walk,
welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. We just had a technical difficulty, but it's all right.
We did.
Hey, welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. I'm your man, Big Jack. This is where we prove we are stronger together. That if each one would reach one, we can all grow and glow. I don't know if it's on my end or not, but somehow we was just in a little minor glitch. But Walt, what's going on? How you doing, sir?
Hey man, nothing like a live show, bro. Just testing your skill set, man. Just testing your skill set. Hey man, and I assure you, in no time was the champ in trouble. You did not panic. So, what's happening, man? How you doing?
You know what? I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Good.
You know, for those who don't know, had a little health scare not too long ago. Had to take a couple of little mini breaks here and there to get myself back in order. But I am moving in the right direction, and I wanted to say thank you for everybody who had the words of prayer and knew the words of prayer and was praying for me. And we continue to move forward. So let's, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
That's good to know. Yeah. That's good to know, man.
Right. Look, man, we got a wonderful show today. Got a guest that was sent to us from some people that's we consider Hall of Famers.
Okay.
And so when you get Hall of Famers sending you someone your way, you're like, man. Okay, I got to get this person up on the stage. So
absolutely.
One for sure. Eric Etheridge just came in there. So Triple E just put in the comments. He was praying for me, and I appreciate that. So this was going to be a different show because I didn't find this guest. This guest was sent to us, and we're going to have to do what we got to do with this one. You know what I mean?
All right. Absolutely.
All right, so I want to get her up on the stage so we can get going for today's show. But for everybody that's out watching right now, we say thank you and welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. If you didn't hear the beginning, because we did have a little mini glitch, I am Big Jack Storytime. My man Walt Talks. But thank you for being here, and let's bring our guests up on the show. Oh man, we out of order. Let's get the order around. Let's move around.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. It's too easy. Teresa Jackson, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing well, and welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. Super excited to have you up on the stage with us. For those who are out there, I did not invite another family member that we know of, that we don't know. I'm sure so somewhere down the bloodline, I'm sure that we'll cross the path and say, hey, this is where that Jackson came in. So hopefully today we'll find out. But Teresa, again, thank you for being here. And not before we kick off, I'll just let you know we are live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, we're live on Twitch. And then once the show is over, we'll make some cuts of this and put it on Instagram, and we'll put it on TikTok and things like that. I won't put it on TikTok, but it'll be on TikTok. Sure. But with all that being said, thank you. And if you don't mind, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. Well, my name is Teresa Jackson, of course. I moved to Georgia.
Wait a minute, Teresa, wait a minute. Your mic went out for a minute. Okay. Adjust your mic?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
So my name is Teresa. I moved to Delaware. I moved to Georgia around 2010. And for ministry, my family was here. So I'm actually reconnecting with my family. And I've been married for 21 years. And I have a beautiful family.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So Delaware to Georgia. How do we, I know you said family and all, but that's a big difference between Delaware and Georgia. So
it really is.
Okay. So who pulled you down there? You said it was family that said, hey, come down to Georgia and get some of these.
Yes.
So how
yes. Well, I've never been away from home. So that was a big move for me. I had to have heard from God to come from Delaware to Georgia. Okay. So my sister asked me, actually, when we first came here, we started a ministry. So that's why I came to Georgia.
All right, now wait a minute. You just threw a big piece in there. So wait a minute. So not only are you from Delaware, went to Georgia, married 21 years, nice family and all that. You ministry. So what? How did that happen? So you woke up in Delaware and said, "Hey, I want to go to Georgia and be a minister." Is that how it rolled out?
No. Actually, my sister and her husband started a ministry here in Georgia, and they asked me if I wanted to be a part of that ministry. So that's how I relocated to Georgia.
Okay, all right. No,
Mhm.
that's good. So, so how's that going? And what part is your role in the ministry when you first came down?
My part in the ministry was going out, evangelizing, feeding the homeless, and just pretty much being that was my part in the ministry at that time, and it was very fulfilling. I'm still doing that now. So yes.
Okay, so so evangelizing. So explain to us that don't know what that means to be an evangelist or evangelizing in the ministry. What does that mean?
That means that you go out and you just minister to people. You just tell them about the Lord, and you actually, just ask them if they want to know Christ. You be an example, actually, and you find ways to just tell them to talk about God if they want to give their life to the Lord, pretty much.
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
So now, is that something you have to be trained to do? Is it something that you were just called to do, or is this I'm coming down here and I'm going to walk these streets and I'm going to talk to people and say, "Hey, you know Jesus," and here we go.
No, you have to be trained. You have to be trained. You just can't go out and talk. You do have to be trained, have some training. I would recommend that you have some training to go out because you have to use wisdom as well.
Okay,
So
all
you
right.
will have to need some training. That is for sure.
Now, let me see. This was how many years? 21 years ago, correctly? Am I
Yes.
correct? Okay, so 21 years ago, and I don't even want to go. So we're talking the early 2000s, 2000, early parts of the 2000s. Everyone didn't want you talking to them in the 2000s and coming up to them asking them about the Lord. So do you have to go? Do you go by yourself or do you go with a partner? How does that work? Your mic. I'm sorry. Your mic again. I'm sorry. Your mic. Yeah. It's still something with the mic. Yeah.
Her hands? Is it her hands on it?
Might be our hands. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
No.
still. So for those who we're still working on Teresa to get her mic. I want to hear what you got to say. So
No.
still a little. Yeah.
Hmm. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Live live
Live. Yeah.
podcast.
That is
This is
what
what
happens when
happens
you
when
go
it's
live
live.
with anything.
Yeah.
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 Go ahead and give us a test so we can hear. Yeah. So, Teresa, do you want to go out and come back in so that way we can see if that fixes it?
Okay.
Yeah, go out and come back in, and we'll bring you right back up on stage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So,
I'm still working on that deal with the NBA to get that commercial running. So
yeah. Look, and it's always good because look, you already know right now. So I'm gonna talk just straight. When you know you're getting ready to get a good message, and
right.
that Lord got something for somebody,
Man, the
you
devil's
already
working,
know it's
man.
coming.
The
So
devil
if
is
you didn't
working.
know this was coming today, we got
Yeah, man.
I need
Oh
you to
man.
start off with the intro. So I know we got some heavy stuff
Hey
going on
man.
today. And hopefully Teresa get her mic and stuff fixed, and then she can come back on, which no problem. But that's how it is, though. That's how it is when we go live. We don't get to hit a pause button. We don't get to stop. And we thank you all for being here and hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
We do got Teresa Jackson, which is a guest on the stage, and once she gets back in with her mic up and running, we'll get her back up here. Well, was I doing too much digging? Yeah, maybe I.
It was funny, not even funny, but I was listening to Reverend James Cleveland.
Mm,
Where's Your Faith is one of my favorite songs, right?
all right.
And so we can add a new verse. So your mic isn't working.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, tell me about it.
Yeah. And that's,
Oh man.
that is the unfortunate part when we're live and we're
Yeah.
streaming from different
Yeah.
locations and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
But like I say, without a doubt, we can once Teresa get it fixed and come back in, we'll get her up here on the stage. Because I know she got a powerful message for us.
Absolutely.
Sent to us by some good folk. And when that happens, we gotta. So I see that she's trying to get back in. So I'm gonna get her back up here. And let's see. Teresa, you back?
I'm back. I don't know
There you
what
go.
that was.
There
I
you
have
go.
no idea.
The devil is a liar.
Yes, he is.
That's what we were just saying. We know you got something powerful to share because the mic started messing up. The intro didn't start on us right. So I'm like, man.
What is that?
Hey,
it's life. It's just called
first
life.
of all, we already know what it is.
We know what it is. Yeah.
Trying to do something good for God or even doing something good, the enemy's going to come in and he's going to try to steal, kill, and destroy. But we're not going to let him.
No.
So we thank you for coming back and talking with us. I wasn't digging and I wasn't trying to dig. I know the question I put out there was more because I know there's a lot of people that listen to this show and they listen to what we have to say, and I don't want them to get that false understanding that you just go out there and you walk the streets and you're talking, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there is some training that needs to be done, and there's a way to do it. Like you're saying, use wisdom, but at the same time, we're going to need you to provide some of that wisdom for us because, I would hate for someone to just walk the streets talking to anybody because the streets, yes, God will protect you. Yes, he has a hedge of protection around you. But like you said, he also tells us to use wisdom. And so it's like, don't put yourself in a situation where, you're out there and someone come up against you that can harm you in any kind of way. So I know when I was ministering and even witnessing that we would go out in at least by twos or go out in a group, so we wouldn't be in that type. At least you have someone with you. So is that how it worked for you? Is that what was going on with you?
Yes, that's how it worked for me too. Pretty much to go out by twos, go out and minister while you're talking to someone. Somebody is looking and praying, to keep you covered while you're out there. So yes.
Yeah. So I'd like to say, just wanted to make sure that we, check those boxes and cross those T's and dot those I's because of the fact that it is important, because you don't want to discourage anyone from ministering and going out and witnessing and all of that. But is you adjusting? I got you.
I think she's okay.
That went out again.
Did it go out?
Yeah, I can't hear.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Wow.
It was there. Yeah.
It was definitely there.
Yeah, it just went out. Whatever you just did, it's not. Yeah.
100 shows, Jack.
I know, right?
Yeah. 100 shows? Yeah, at least 100 shows. More than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Teresa's still adjusting. So yeah. We'll let her adjust.
No,
we can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. Whatever's going on. And that was good. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Teresa, maybe come back with your telephone. Just come back with your phone if you can. Maybe suggest that.
Yeah. So we can see you, but we can't hear you. So do you want to try the phone and come back in with your phone?
Okay.
I'm going to let you back off then. Okay. All right.
Man, that's what it is.
That's how it worked, man. So look, Aqua Funk is down there, and hello, Aqua Funk. Eric Etheridge is out there. Lisa Palmer is there. Vanessa Anderson is in there. Tabernacle Ministries is there. So there's Sharon Jackson's out there. Amanda Love is there. So I know we got some good people out here looking and watching. Aqua Funk said he's been thinking about becoming a minister. Look, Yes, you can.
It takes
Anybody
all, bro.
wants to, you can think about it and all, but it really is a calling. So a lot of people, they know that it's a calling. It's a calling on your life. It's a lot of work, especially if you want to take it. You're going to take it serious, because. And it says, will I be taking questions? And yes, we will take questions, as long as they're appropriate questions related to the story being told today. We'll definitely take them. So I ask you all to bear with us as we get our guests back up on the stage. Um, every day, I mean, like I say, when you do a live show, and I talked about this the other day, when you do a live show, sometimes it gets really tough because of the fact that you don't get to hit a pause button. You don't get to say, we're going to edit that out and come back in. We come straight with you. So this is what it is. So having Walt Talks up here with me and bearing with me as we get our guests back up on the stage. And the thing is, with Teresa mentioned that she was coming from Delaware to Georgia to minister with her sister and brother-in-law and all. And she said she was doing some evangelizing,
evangelizing.
Yeah, and feeding the hungry and things like that. And I don't want to discourage anyone from that. I mean, if that's what your calling is, what your ministry is, the big thing I would say with anyone who's even thinking about doing that or even doing it is get the proper teaching from the ministry that you're under, that umbrella that you're under, and then go out in pairs, go out in 2s and 3s and 4s, because like I say, you're going out and you're going against a power that's not all, it really is. It's a spiritual warfare, and that's the big part a lot of people miss out on. They're like, I'm just talking to a person, but you're talking to a person that have a lot of stuff going on that they need, deliverance from, and sometimes they just don't want to talk to you, and you coming at them wrong or in their business around what they might be doing, whatever they're doing, and it can cause a lot of other issues and friction. So with that being said, that is the only reason I'm pointing out these facts, because I know it to be true. Growing up and ministering and witnessing to people and all, and everybody that, they might look normal, but you be like, what the heck? But It ain't what the heck. Is they're missing something in their life that will calm them down, and you're offering that gift, but everybody's not ready to receive that.
To receive it, yeah. You got to be ready to receive it.
That's what it's all about right there. So
you can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves, and that's a big part. And that's with anything in life. Yeah.
So, and the thing is, and you don't know what a person is going through. You don't know anything about that person. You're meeting them on the street, and you just gotta, protect yourself. So, and that's the big thing. I know Eric down there saying, say it, say that, basically saying, say it. That's true. I mean, it's true. And I don't care who you are. You can, you can be Big Jack, I'm 6 feet.
Anybody can get it.
300 whatever plus, and that don't mean nothing when you out there.
Whoa.
Huh?
Thought you were swelt 225.
Yeah, I wish. yeah. It was funny. It's funny because I'm gonna share this real quick, but so I'm talking with the doctor, because remember I'm going through this, and they're like, "Will we get you back to like 185, whatever?" I say,
"Sixth grade, huh?
7th grade,
seventh grade. We need a time machine, Jack. Oh man, yeah,
hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh man,
I think we got Teresa back, so let's get her back up here. Let's see what I say. He said I can upload a don't upload them to. Don't do that. 225 photo of me. Anyway.
Send a pic, Eric. Send it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So welcome back, Miss Jackson. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much. I want to stay in. I don't know what that static is about, but I'm here.
All right. Look, don't worry about it. You're doing a wonderful job, and we got you here. So now you're in Georgia. So what you came with your whole family? You was married? How was that coming down?
Yes, I was married. I came. Me and my family moved here.
Okay. All right. All right. So help me with this. So maybe I'm missing something, and not from you, because it's your story. I'm just trying to figure, because I wonder what people feel. So did you have the calling in Delaware and then you came to Georgia, or did you in the transition of driving down I-95, you like, the Lord has called me? How did that work for you?
No, I had the calling in Delaware.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yes.
So
I had the calling in Delaware. I went to Bible college in Delaware. I got a chance to do ministry and got a chance to go to Africa to do ministry there. So I actually relocated here to Georgia.
Okay. All right. All
Mhm,
right.
mhm.
All right. So what was it like when you and I'm maybe I'm being picky on this one, so I might ask you anyway. What was it like when you received your calling? What was going on in your life that you like the Lord saying, I want you? How did that work for you?
Well, you know what? After all that I've been through, when the Lord called me, I knew that he wanted to use me. I knew that he had a purpose for my life. And that's when it was revealed to me as I continued to want to seek the Lord's face. And that as I walked with him, he started to reveal more and more to me.
Mm,
Hmm.
all right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I,
And
I mean, I can only imagine it, so I don't want to imagine. I want you to tell me this story. So, you know, it might not have been a burning bush adventure or something like that, but was it? Can you share a little bit with us on how it was?
yes. So what it was is when I got 10 years, when I became sentenced, I got 10 years in prison and I only served 1.5 years.
What the
It's
heck?
hey man. It's is she
Okay. Now you're not. Your mic is gone again.
wow.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened. So wait a minute, Teresa. Your mic is yeah.
Wow. Can you believe that, man?
I'll tell you,
It's
it's
almost like this is hey man, you can't tell me I don't believe in coincidence, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
this
gonna
is
let it
like
work
the
out. I'm gonna let it work out. I'm gonna pull off the stage again
yeah. This is
because
like
the
the
stuff that
devil
even
as soon as she gets to how she is going up against it. Oh my God, man, that's funny.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the third time,
So
Jack.
so I know there's some people that's sitting in the chat right now and some first timers. So if you
Uh-huh.
haven't hit that like button, hit the like button. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. But if you know the words of prayers, please pray for us as we get through this show today. And the other parts of that too is if you have never experienced spiritual warfare, this is a prime
This
example
is
of
it.
things that can go through with that because she threw a big curveball out there at me and
Just
she
let it
said
she just threw it out
sentence.
there. I'm like, whoa, wait a
Like,
minute.
where
What
that come from? Yeah,
yeah,
wait a minute.
what
We
yeah.
got Delaware moving to what's going on
And
with this?
then next thing you know, she went dark again. I'm like, man, this is
Yeah,
crazy. She went
and it
quiet.
just
I'm
went
like,
deep.
wow.
And so that's so I'm gonna get her back up on the stage,
Okay.
100%. And I want to say welcome Monique Etheridge is out there, and that's the first time I don't know if it's the first time. I'm sure she's been here before, but it's good to have her hanging out with us on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. And Teresa Jackson is still behind the scenes working on her device. But we thank you again, and
I don't
we've
know what to
never
say,
had
man.
this.
I don't know what to
Yeah,
say.
we've never had this one. But as
Oh
we
man.
said 1,000 times, the show must go on, and the show
Well,
will go on. So let's get her back up on the stage. All right, Teresa, we're back. Yeah,
no,
no, with no sound.
no.
Still no sound. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I
So
do
I
not
don't know.
understand that.
Yeah. Are you on your phone now?
She's
She
on her
said she's on
phone.
her phone.
I see her
Wow.
lips, yeah.
So phone, computer, everything saying no.
I don't
That
know
is
what's
a
going on.
very powerful story that it don't want her to get up here.
So
So
will we
please, I'm gonna ask you to come out, go back out, and come back in, and let's see if we can. We might have to do it 1,000 times, but we're gonna get this story out. So, all right. So go out and come back in, and we'll get you in. No problem.
wow.
Yeah,
Hey man, this is interesting.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That
I
is.
mean, it's like if you don't believe in
Yeah,
forces, good and bad, I mean, here we are.
that's
Because
crazy. So,
yeah, this is a fight of good against evil. Because hey man, when she said that, there are a lot of people that probably can immediately relate to that.
oh
You
yeah, yeah.
know, and I know I certainly can. You know, just from as a family member,
Mm.
and wow. And then it goes, it just keeps going out, man. This is just, and then on the other hand, hey, man, this is a test for us too. You
Oh,
know,
100%,
yeah,
because of
this
the
is a
fact
test
that,
for us too, man. So yeah, it's kind of, I mean, you
yeah,
know,
so
nobody's dying, nobody get the eye poked out. So I mean, we just figure it out, man. It's a technical difficulty.
well, and that's, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
We get you're gonna have what they call haters, and you're gonna have people,
Oh
coming
man,
against you in any kind of
yeah,
way. But here we have a guest we're trying to get on the stage. We're trying to, hear her story. It's
yeah,
a she was shared, Teresa, I won't say she, but Teresa was
right.
put to us by Pastor Derek and then Eric Etheridge both shared, and I see Gen X is out there. What's up, Gen X? And how you
Hmm.
doing, sir? So they both, highly recommend this person to be here. And we're trying to get her on the stage. So hopefully she'll get her device corrected and get back up here. So for those who are first timers here, and like I say, we ask you to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron universe. And if you're listening or coming in from other areas, we are live, of course, on Facebook, and we're live on Twitch, and then we also live on other YouTube channels. So we got the Boss B TV Productions channel and the Big Jack Storytime channel. So if you're coming from any of those angles, welcome, welcome, welcome. And so, man, what's going on, man? What's
Hey,
going on?
bro, I'm just, you can't make this up, man. I mean,
Yeah,
and again, I don't believe in coincidence, but because I'm like, okay, what's the message here? I'm that guy. Like, even if I bump my head, stump my toe, I'm like, all right, man, what's going on here? But in this case, because of the subject matter
right.
and because of the timing, man, this is enthralling to me, man. I'm just like, I can't believe it. So I'm looking forward to hearing it, even if we have to pre-record one day, because
Yeah.
yeah, I
Because
mean,
it's funny, because if those who don't know how we do it, we have our guests come in 30 minutes before the show almost.
yeah,
So, and we were backstage just to talking. I mean, really just to talking. It wasn't until we started digging into the story that we started getting matter of fact, when we hit the live button to go live today, we had a minor hiccup where it didn't even
yeah,
play the whole thing. So it's just, I don't say weird. It's just the fact that when things go the way you think they're going to go one way and it just don't, and we still have to keep going and still move on. And then I'm hoping Teresa can get her device together and get back up here, because she does have a wonderful story. She is an author, so we're going to definitely make sure we talk about her books
hmm,
when she gets up here, and I think that's her trying to get back in. So we're going to try one more time. I think she didn't change locations and everything.
every time is a charm.
So
Let's
here we
go.
go. We're going to try again. Let's get Teresa back up on the stage.
Here we-
All right. What's up? What's up?
Hey,
All
Hey.
right, we got action. We
I
have
try to move
action.
in another area to see if that works better.
Okay,
Hey,
okay.
look, we're going to say, don't move.
I'm staying put.
When you put your hands together, we
and,
like, don't move. Just stand right
please,
there.
and please, just add another Bible to the table. Put another Bible next to you.
Look, look. So
Funny.
I'm gonna tell you something though, because before you left and it blacked
Yeah,
out on us and all that other stuff, you threw me for a loop. I don't
me
know,
too.
and I tried
Yes,
not to. They tell me I need to work on my facial
I
expressions
don't
and
have a
all that.
poker face
But
either.
we talk Delaware, we talk Georgia, we talk ministry, we talk evangelism, we talk feeding the hungry, we talk the family and all that. And then you said I was sentenced. So you got to go back. You can't just throw that in me. So please share this part of the story so we can catch up to what's going on. So what happened, and please give us some detail.
So sure. So back in 1989, I got sentenced to 10 years. 10 years. And I actually only did 1.5 years in prison.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
All right. So
And
1989. So, okay.
In 1989, yes. And I did 1.5 years in prison, and I knew that the Lord was with me. And then also at that time, that's when I was diagnosed with mental illness
Okay.
at the time. And then I also, at that time, I was diagnosed with mental illness, but I also had a deep and awakening that during that time, I wanted to become closer to the Lord. And so gradually, I stopped taking that medication, and I building my faith grew closer and stronger with the Lord. So yes, and eventually I didn't take the medication any longer. Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations on the deliverance from the medication.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people cannot say that, and
Mm-hmm.
taking your sentence from 10 years to 1.5 years is an amazing feat in itself, right there. Because
yes,
especially sometimes people go in and what they say you got 10 years, and they do the whole stretch. They don't get a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So God
yes,
was on your side for that as well. So, and we thank you for that. And you're saying, is that when the calling happened while you were in?
yes. That's when the calling happened, and I know that that God was calling me closer to Him, getting me prepared for ministry and things like that. That's when I had an awakening,
Okay.
an encounter with God. Mm-hmm.
So now, Teresa, I'm gonna ask you this because I know 100% that a lot of people say that when they're behind bars. So,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of family members and other things like that don't believe because they knew you before, and then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden you get a little bars and you be like, oh, now the Lord found me, or I found the Lord. And so did you go through that? Did you have that problem?
No, not at all. I mean, because people, by example, I led by example because people can see the change. They can see the change, and they can see the realness of, coming out and then wanting to be connected and wanting to see other people restored by God changing my life. So it was like a snowball effect. Me being restored and me wanting to go out and reach other people so that they can be restored as well.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there, I believe, and I could be wrong, so I don't know, but that right there, from the way you just described it, is showing that it was a true calling, that it wasn't something you
Yes.
just said because it worked out on the inside and the outside, where people received it when you got out, like, yeah, we'll see, because there's people that actually say that. I was a correction officer, so I've heard of many of folk saying that I've been found, and I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I see, like I say, you can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. And I'm looking at
Yes.
the fruit, and I'm saying, okay, I know the difference between being delivered and being just talking out your side of your neck. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I can hear you saying it as true deliverance. So, thank you, and God bless on that right there. So,
Yes. Yes.
so now when you get to Georgia, you have a testimony.
I have a testimony.
Okay, so you're not just on the streets telling somebody, they need Jesus. You got a testimony to get them to that right spot, I believe. Is that
Yes.
okay?
Yes. But I don't all necessarily just come out and tell them about Jesus. I start warm up and then start, talking to them, that sort of thing. And then Jesus comes in the conversation. So you have to use wisdom again because people don't want to Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. So you have to, just spoon feed them so much, so to speak, gradually. And then they want to come to Jesus themselves, pretty
Right.
much.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's pretty much how it works. I mean, the Lord say gonna make you fisher of men, and you got to teach you how to fish, and you don't just
Yes.
go out there and swing a bat at the water and get you cast and a little bait, and sometimes you got to play a little bit with the lure and all, and somebody will snag it. Okay, all right, that'll work. That'll work. So I'm in Georgia. You're in Georgia. And so how has it been for you in Georgia? I know there's a big difference between Georgia and Delaware. And so how was that transition for you? Did you have any challenges while you were down there? I guess that's
yes, I had challenges. When I got here, I didn't have a job. That was a challenge all within itself. So I had to find a job, and I never been away from home. So that for me, I actually literally cried because I was like, where am I? I'm in Georgia, this unknown place, but being obedient, not knowing, and just, just coming down here for ministry again. But just walking, as I walk with the Lord, he got me a job, of course. And just pretty much there was many challenges. Not having a job was one of them, seeking a place to live, two, and just different things, obstacles along the way.
Okay.
Yes. So it wasn't peaches and cream. It wasn't walking to the tulips. No.
All right. No,
but it wasn't impossible.
Mhm.
Now say it again, Walt. I'm sorry.
Say, but it wasn't impossible. It was not impossible. You made it happen, so that's a good thing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But also, I knew that I could make it anywhere.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Because it's in me, so I knew I could make it anywhere.
Yeah. That attitude travels. If it's in you, it travels no matter where you go. Wherever you are, there it is. So
yes, yes.
No matter the circumstances. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
do you minister to prison ministries now? Do you visit prisons, halfway houses? Do you have those conversations with people?
I don't go to the prisons now.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to go into the prisons at one time when I was back in Delaware, and even when I moved to Georgia, but they have different criterias and things like that. So that never happened. Yeah.
So Jack is a fisherman. So to use his term, so where do you go fishing? I mean,
I fish wherever I'm at my workplace.
Mm-hmm.
I fish on the streets. I fish in the grocery store, wherever. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no limits.
Now, do you have a physical church location? Like when you come to me and you get me right and you get me interested, what happens? Explain that process to me.
Now, no, I actually, when I tell you about the Lord, and then I tell you can come visit my church if you choose to.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You can come visit my church, or you can find another church wherever the Lord leads you to. You can find a church, but of course, I'm gonna invite them to my church first.
Absolutely, 100%. Right.
Nah, that's good. I mean, you want to give them somewhere to go, that's going to provide them something,
Yeah.
You need this. Okay. Now what? Just
now
walk
what?
the street.
Yeah.
So that's
what I said. Now what? Now you need to get into the word, start listening to the word, get under a good pastor, somebody that loves the Lord, that loves the sheep, that's going to take care of them, and then start reading the word for yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
So do you find that people can appreciate the message more when you put it, say, where the goats can get it, when you put it in layman's terms, so to speak? I mean, there's so many different versions of the Bible, right? So when I'm hearing this, there's certain versions of the Bible that just appeal to me more and to my spirituality, as opposed to just religion, but to my spiritual being. So how does that play with you? So you just know your audience. You just been a people person your whole life, or how did you have something you had to adjust to? How did that go for you?
Yeah, so I went to school and I learned. I became trained, but I wasn't always a people person. But when I started to get whole within myself, then I was able to communicate better with people.
Okay.
And if somebody was hungry when I went out there, I not only talk about the word of God, I would feed them as well. So yeah, I would feed them, go out, and that was fulfilling.
Okay.
That's I believe a place a lot of people miss out with their ministry. Excuse me, because we talk spiritual, or we want their spiritual body to be fed, but we don't take care of their natural body. Sometimes they need, I'm hungry. Talking about the bread of life. I need the bread on this plate. So I mean, it's being real, and that's where a lot of people they fail a person because you told me all of this, and the Lord will provide, but I'm still hungry. I'm still homeless. I'm still this. I'm still that. So it's like, show me. it's more show me than anything. So yeah.
Mhm.
So now I'm curious on. I know deliverance works 100%. So did you go back to whoever diagnosed you with mental illness and say, okay, I don't need these pills anymore, it's gone? How does that work? Because there's people that's dealing with mental health, and that's a real topic. And I don't want to blow it off that it just goes away. So can you help
Sure.
us how that deliverance happens with that?
Sure. So actually, gradually, so it wasn't something that happened overnight. It was a process. So I mean, I'm talking about a few years. So it wasn't like I just said I'm not going to take this medication any longer. I had to gradually take myself off that medication as I was continuing to seek the Lord and build up my faith in God and then started saying what God said about me and about God said about this situation. And so that's when I started gradually getting off the medication.
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Walt. I see you. I
No,
see it.
I mean, like that's with anything, right?
Hmm.
Even if you on high blood pressure medication, if you
Hmm.
on insulin, you just nobody just changes overnight. I mean, it becomes a lifestyle, and usually
Yes.
a change in lifestyle is usually what gets you to where you need to be, and that's why like the world is set up the way it is. We want this instant gratification thing, but
Hmm.
I know there's a lot of work, and I mean, I just think about myself, how
Hmm.
much
Hmm.
I go through just trying to make sure I stay on my dean, just make sure I stay focused and on my program. So it's almost impossible for me to convince someone else of
Hmm.
something when I know how hard it is to stay focused myself. So I know it's a challenging thing, but I salute you for that because that's
Sure.
not easy. And then sometimes because like you said, you were at such a place 180 degrees from where you are today,
Yes.
the hardest person to fix or the hardest thing to fix is the functioning person
Hmm.
because like I said, you were just so opposite of where you are. You were probably making progress much quicker than the average person because you could see so many changes in your life. Did you feel that way? I mean,
Yes.
like,
Yes. I felt like I just didn't need the medication any
mhm,
longer.
right.
That
You were
was
in a
my
better place.
choice.
You were in a
Right.
better
Hmm.
place.
Hmm.
And you were right. So that's good for you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the transition from, and I'm not stuck on Delaware, don't get me wrong on this one, but the transition from Delaware to Georgia, because you said you took everybody with you. So how was that for the family? Was everyone in the ministry, or I know you had a calling, but what about
What about
everybody
everybody
else?
else? Yeah.
Everybody else was not in the ministry. Some of my family are still back at home. They just
Mhm.
did not want to come to Georgia. Okay, to be
Okay.
honest, my
Mhm.
husband came. I couldn't have been here, come to Georgia without him. He was willing
Mhm.
and he was in agreement with me to relocate to Georgia because he know the reason why I was coming to Georgia.
Mhm.
And then still my granddaughters, they didn't want to come neither, but they're here now as well.
Okay.
So yes.
All
Hmm.
right. So I guess, well, it's not a guess, it's a biology now. To have granddaughters, that means there's some kids somewhere in there. So where,
Yes.
Usually
so
how it works.
yeah, that's normally how it works, right?
Normally how it works.
so,
Yeah.
so the kids, they were okay with the change from Delaware to Georgia, and they thrived as in Georgia. How's that? Because I'm looking at it, I'm former military, so I know when I
Okay.
got orders to go somewhere, you just picked the whole family up and you went. It wasn't like,
Yes.
but I look at your calling is the same thing. It's like, okay, I've been called and the Lord's telling me to go to Georgia. So, okay, all right, let's pack everything up. We're going to Georgia. But everybody's not, like you say, your husband was in agreement, but I'm more curious now, how was the kids? How were the kids with this one?
Well, my husband really, he was in agreement, but he really wasn't. But my husband was in the military as well. So
Mm.
he's used to traveling around too.
Mm.
So it's easy for him to pick up and go. When it's time to go, you just pick up and go.
Yeah.
But eventually he came here. I think he liked it a little bit more now, but than he did when we first got here.
Mm.
My daughter, she's still in Delaware. I'm still trying to get her to come here,
Mm.
but it'll be the perfect timing for her to get here. But I'm still waiting for her to come.
Okay.
But my two granddaughters are here and they're doing very, very well. One is in college and she's doing very well. And I'm teaching them, how to become good parents, be self-sufficient, learning, teaching them how to cook, how to prepare, to be self-sufficient and be independent women. So yes.
All right. Okay. All right. So it's a lot of ministry going on out there. So you got all kinds of different angles. So that's good. So in your I know evangelist, being an evangelist and feed the hungry and mission work. So is that your calling? Is that where you are now? As far as if I looked you up in the church directory, I'm gonna see Teresa Jackson missionary, or how does it work?
You wouldn't see me in the directory. I'm not in the directory, but I'm on the mission field.
Okay.
So you wouldn't see me in the directory. And also I'm having an added addition because my dad is moving here too in a couple months. So I'm excited about that too.
Okay.
So
Well,
eventually the family is moving here.
they call coming down. So now
Yes.
is your sister and brother-in-law, are they still ministering? And is their church still open, or?
It's not open now, and it has been open for some years. But me and my sister, we go to church together.
Okay, well, you just change roofs. Yeah, that's all that happens.
Yes.
That's good stuff. No, that really is good. So, and so, uh, throughout your life, throughout all the adventures, like you said you were sentenced, mental health, and things like that. I believe I'm reading in the information form that you filled out that you have a couple of books. So tell us about both. I think it's 2 books, but at least tell us about one of the books. So give us anyone you want to talk about and let us know what's going on.
This one right here, this is my baby.
Uh-oh.
Yes, because this is my journey of life, from prison to being restored to walking through unforgiveness and actually letting the Lord do a great work in me. And being restored, being delivered, being healed, and allowing God to open other doors for me so that I can share my story. And you saw if God did it for me, he could do the same thing for someone else.
And what's the title of the book?
God's Power for Healing and Deliverance.
Gotcha.
God's
power for healing and deliverance.
God's power for healing and deliverance.
Okay. All right.
And then I have the second book, which is God's Power for Restoration.
Gotcha.
So
where can we get these books?
You can get these books on Amazon.
Okay. So that's the one. I've seen that one. I couldn't find the other one. I'm looking for it, but I'm gonna get it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what made you write your first book? I mean, how, that's not, I mean, maybe was that something you wanted to share from, like, at what point in your life, in your journey, did you say, hey, I need to share my story? I mean, so what prompted that? What provoked that?
Well, what actually wanted me to share my story, this is a story that when it first happened, going to prison, being diagnosed with mental illness, this was something that I used to be ashamed of and embarrassed about. But the Lord said, you don't have to be ashamed or embarrassed about that. This is relatable.
Right.
Everybody has a circumstance. Everybody has a situation. I brought you out of that so that you can go and tell your story. So that's why this inspired me to want to, on this journey, that I wanted to write my book, to tell people about how God can heal you and how God can deliver them when you surrender, if you believe.
What has always amazed me about family and friends in my life who've been through, recovery period, it's I mean, it's cathartic for them. It's like they are free. They are free to live their lives, like, openly. I mean, like, they were who they were, and now they are who they are.
Yes.
And they have no shame, no guilt, as opposed to everybody else who still got, some skeletons in the closet. And we all got issues. If you don't have an issue, that's your issue. I mean, if you say you don't have an issue, that's your issue. But it's like everybody who I know who has really been like through that process, through that whole NAAA process. I mean, it's like they have a clarity and a confidence in themselves. It's always been amazing to me, because that's pretty cool. It's like they're still trying to work it out, but they know that doesn't hinder them. So that's pretty cool. So I respect you for that. To share
Thank
that
you.
must be a big step.
Yes, and there's a book in every one of us. Yes,
Yes.
it is. It is. It is. No one is one dimensional.
No, and
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask you that right there. Is it how challenging was it for you to write your book? I mean, I know it's your story, but putting it to paper, you know, they say pen to paper, sometimes that's what a lot of people miss. I don't know how to do it, or like I said, I don't feel, who wants to hear my story? Who cares about my story? Da da da. So what was there a challenge for you before you actually put pen to paper, or was it one of those everybody need to know this?
Yes, actually, it was discipline. And it was on my mind for a long time to write this book. And then finally, I said, I'm going to take some time out every day, discipline. And then I'm just going to journal. I'm just going to journal a little bit at a time and until I get the book done. So it takes discipline.
Okay, now is this something that I can wait for the movie, or I need to go buy the book? Is this what's going on with this?
Stay tuned.
Okay, so let's just say, I love this question. This is one of my favorite questions. So there is going to be a movie. Let's assume there is going to be a movie. Who plays your part? Who plays you?
Me. Because nobody can play my part but me. And nobody knows my story but me.
Okay. All right. So let's just take it one step further. So the Hollywood says, yeah, that's nice, but this was 21 years ago. How many years ago? 21. So we're gonna need a young actress to play your part. So let's try this one more time. Who's gonna play your part? I just like to see people, because I can never answer this question. I can never answer this question. And then, hey Jack, when you answer this question, you find out who your friends are, because they'll be like, oh yeah, it'll be Denzel. Man, cut it out. Cut it out. Stop playing, man. So that's so just think about that, because when you've written your book, when this opportunity will come, if that's what you want it to be, and that's what God has for you, and this question may come about. So you don't have to answer it now, but I just want you to be ready and ask yourself that, because that's part of speaking it into existence.
Yeah.
That's part of speaking it into existence. Okay, yeah, but okay, so who's gonna play you? God is like, okay, so think about it for a little while longer. But
well, I don't watch a lot of TV, so I don't know many actors.
Okay, that's cool. Let's throw
a couple of people at you. They'll say. So in your in the informational sheet that you filled out, you made a comment that you said no risk, no reward. So what does that mean to you as you explain it to us? No risk, no reward. What does that mean?
That means to me that you have to be willing to take a chance. There's no uncertainties. And you have to be willing. That's the greatest price. And you have to be willing to win big, and you gotta be willing to lose big.
That's true.
Yes. And you can't let fear hold you back, because fear will paralyze you. And you have to make mistakes, because that's going to make you grow.
Yeah. That's what it says. Good decisions come from experience, and experience comes from bad decisions, or something like that.
Yes. Absolutely.
No, that's very true statements. Very true statements. So Eric Etheridge in the comments section said your granddaughter can play your younger you in your movie. So
there you go.
Okay. Tell myself that would be awesome.
And it looks like you just found your manager too.
He was my manager, Eric.
He's a good man. Looks like you just found your manager. And of course, since it all happened on the Big Jack show with Walt Talks, customary 35% for us. I mean, hey.
That's right. That's it. That's it.
Yes, yes, yes. I got y'all. I got y'all.
We appreciate that. We
Yeah,
appreciate
for
that.
sure. For sure.
But with that being said, so no risk, no reward. And so that's and the thing is, a lot of people we look at it in a I don't say in a negative way, but it's why am I taking this risk? Why am I? You have to take, you're stepping out in faith, and that's more of you call it a risk, but when you know that you got God on your side, it's not so much bad of it's not even a risk. It's like I know I'm stepping out in God, and God's going to take care of me and take care of this. But again, with wisdom and understanding, and all of that. Don't just, don't test God just to prove that God is God. You don't have to do that. So I appreciate that. And it's so we have the book, we have the ministry, we have the travel, we have the grandbabies and dads coming down and all of this. So what is next for Miss Jackson other than the movie? What's next? What's going on?
Well, I'm just right now, I'm just standing still. I'm gonna write some more books, of course, and then I'm gonna just be sitting still, waiting to see what I need to do next.
Okay. All right. And even in you were talking to us earlier, you said you went to Africa to minister. So what was that like, and what was that adventure like, and how did you end up there?
I ended up there from my church in Delaware. We went on a mission trip, and it was awesome. We went to Nigeria. That is where I got a chance to minister into the prisons there. So I was able to minister there. We were able to go into the villages and minister there as well. So that was a very, very, very beautiful experience. And, we could think we're going to go minister there, but they also minister to us too because of the humbleness. And it was just a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Funny how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that is. It is. So Tabernacle Ministries is in the chat and makes a comment. The risk is writing the story. The reward is God using your story to reach and heal others. So beautiful. Oh yeah. So put it on paper because one, it takes obedience to put it on paper. It takes some humbleness to tell your story and then put it out there. Sometimes you got to get out of your own way, like you say, pride and all that. It's act like nothing ever happened. But then once you get out there and you share your story, then it's like, okay, I got it. All right, here we go. And then God, He uses that story to help others, and that's amazing in itself. I've never written a book, never, I don't know the experience. You got me on one right now. So the Big Jack Storytime has never written a book, but at the same time, I got a lot of stories, and it's like you can put it out there. But I have no problem sharing my stories. It's just I've never put it on paper. So, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I'm happy for you, and I'm happy for your ministry and what you got going on. So, but I got a question for you. So if God used your life to restore just one family completely, what would that be like to you? So if He used your story to restore one family completely, what would that be like to you?
That would be me spending time teaching my grandchildren, the younger women, seeing the fruit from me, preparing them for parenthood, to be good parents, and to be self-sufficient, and to just be independent. So that's my role into making sure that I pour into them, that they become young ladies, they be self-sufficient, as I mentioned, debt-free, pay the bills on time, and prepare them for even marriage.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Hey, it's nothing wrong about anything that you said with that. So it's definitely is needed. That
Yes.
is a calling in itself. It's more of a, we would say, some people will say a women's ministry or young people's ministry or whatever, because the message is needed. I know I'm, so many times we say, where's the mentors, where's the this, where's the that? They're here. And they have a message, they have a word for, and we just got to make sure that we put you and others out in front of the audience so that they can hear it, that they can hear it, and hopefully they receive it. It ain't even for you to make them receive it. You can only say it and they'll receive it. They either going to or not. We say a lot, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. But it is very important for one of us to plant the seed, and someone else is going to water the seed, but God's going to give the increase. And I believe you've been doing a lot of planting and watering. You've been doing a lot, so I'm excited for you, and happy for you and what you're doing. So, Walt, do you have anything?
Nothing. One, I'm glad we got the technical difficulty squared away.
Me too. Yes.
Two, in spite of that, you got to share your story. We have a good understanding of it.
Yes.
And we look forward to, I'm going to get your books, and I look forward to reading those, and look forward to anything else you have coming out. Is there anything you like to share with us other than your two books? Anything in particular, social media?
Well, yes, the one thing I want to say again, there is a book in everybody. Everybody has a testimony. And I also want to say that there's always hope, and don't never give up, and just continue on. Every small progress is a big progress. So just continue on.
Okay.
Yeah, that is powerful right there, in the sense I tell people a lot that still water is dead. So as long as you're moving, as long as there's some movement, you still got life. There's still life, So don't stop. Don't stop trying. Don't stop pushing. Don't stop, because you still got a chance, and sometimes we definitely in our mind limit God. We limit his abilities and what he's able to do. But that's just because we are human, and we think at a much smaller scale than what God does. And like I say, talking to you as an author and a minister, and and a person that's on the battlefield, you're actually working the field right now, and going out there. That's a lot in itself. You know what I'm saying? That's a full-time job. But it's a full-time, and Walken understand this one, because it's like a volunteer fireman. You out there saving lives and putting out fires and helping people through their troubles, and you don't get anything in return, other than the satisfaction and the glory that God is receiving this, and he's happy with you. So
but when it's your calling, when it's your calling, that's your satisfaction. That's your payment right there. And that's how you tell the difference, because money will not sustain you in something like that at all. Yeah, that's 100% correct. Yeah.
So no, and that's where, sometimes some people miss their calling because they're looking for, the monetary side to this. That will make a lot. And then it gets really bad, because it is, and then you do. I gotta eat, and I gotta have a roof over my head.
That's true.
I gotta go play. I got a 9 to 5, and I still gotta do this. So trust me, your labor is not in vain. So your labor is not in vain. We can see your work, and the fact that, and I'm gonna give you this right here, and this is your flowers in this instance, that you had people in the ministry that you're in now that recommended you to come on this show. So they're saying, you need this person. You want to have this person on your show. And one of them is closer than a brother. We except that we didn't come out the same womb. We're as we can see, to the fact that I seen him in the chats commenting with my mom, who's in the chat. So they're talking back and forth now, and my aunt. So this guy can walk in any one of my doors and my family, and they would receive him as if he was a Jackson, and he's not a Jackson, but at the same time, for him to send you my way, and that, you know, that means a lot. That really does mean a lot. So that means that you're, even the people that you might be under in the ministry, look at you as a leader, to send you my way. So I appreciate that. And I see the mic is it going up? Okay.
That's okay. We got it. We got it this time.
Right. So, Teresa, I want to say thank you for being on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to hang back once we close out, and maybe we could talk to you behind the stage if we can. If not, we fully understand. I know you're working on your mic. For all and each and every person that was out there today with us today, we say thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. We ask you to continue to come in and support the Iron Sharpening Iron universe. Look forward to seeing you in the future episodes. Walt, you good?
I'm good.
All right, man.
I'm good. Thank you, Teresa.
Yeah, thank you, Teresa. And
all right.
Tell everybody we see you next time. And until then, stay sharp, and we talk to you later. God bless you. Bye-bye.